What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Monday, September 29th. And yes, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Dogtober. As you know, in Q4 of 2025, and also historically, October, November, and December typically have a very bullish rally. This is not just within Dog. I'm talking about crypto overall, especially for Bitcoin. And how's that going to reflect to the Dog price? I'll share with you in the charting analysis at the very end of the video. But also I want to talk about exchanges. Let's talk about Gemini. Let's talk about Coinbase. Let's talk about Binance. Let's talk about Kraken. All this is very juicy. I want to share it all with you. I don't want to waste any time. Let's get right into it. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So Dog right now is hovering around 190 million market cap. Now it has been pretty volatile and consolidating within the 200 million range. But what I'm seeing here is a massive coil, meaning Dog right now is coiling up for a big explosive bull run. Now let's get into the overall macro market. So if you can see, Bitcoin's actually pumping right now. It's back up 113,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, up 3.29% over the past 24 hours. Now I think Bitcoin dominance is returning. And so you're not really seeing a huge pump within altcoins just yet. Don't worry, I'll talk about when altcoins and meme coins will boom. Because right now I think Bitcoin dominance is going to continue to go up. Now let's talk about Bitcoin dominance. So let's see what Bitcoin does in the month of October, November, and December. Now what we want to look for is the averages and median, which is down below. Now on average for September, which we're still in right now, we still have one more day to go. On average, we're in usually a negative 3%. But luckily, because this is one of those rare moments that we have a very bullish September, as you're seeing here, September is usually a red month. We're seeing a positive of 5%. Now, with that said, what do you think is going to happen in October? Look at October's average and median. Its average is 21% and its median is 21%. This is by far one of the highest months ever, next to November, which is higher than October. So as you see, if you look down here, all the average and median numbers for all the previous months are not that great, meaning they're not as strong as a pump compared to October. So October is looking very bullish for Bitcoin, and what happens to Bitcoin is going to ultimately trickle down to the Ethereum, large cap, and altcoins. Bitcoin will pump fast. It will garner the interest of mainstream media news, and also you're mainly going to see crypto people start speculating even more into risk on assets. But first, they're going to dabble into Ethereum, which is doing pretty well. It went from not too long ago $1,400 to now over $4,000, and then it's going to go into large cap altcoins, which you did see that pump regarding AVAX, Sui, Solana, you name it. Those Cardano tokens as well all went up. Those were large cap altcoins. Then altcoin season begins. Now, if you remember altcoin season back in 2017, 2018, and also back in 2020 to 2021, there was a huge euphoric event. And I don't know how to describe it to you, but this is when people start to catch on. This is when retail starts to come back. They see what's happening within the market, and it happens really fast. It can happen within 3 months. And when they see that the market's pumping, then Wall Street and also retail investors speculate. And they speculate on meme coins specifically. Meme coins, by the way, are the best performers in my personal opinion. They outperform utility tokens, gaming tokens, and even Bitcoin itself. That's how crazy meme coins are. Now, I don't dabble in a lot of meme coins because, listen, there are like hundreds of thousands of meme coins out there, and 99% of them pretty much suck, meaning there's no community, there's a lot of insider allocations, there's team allocations, there's not great tokenomics, and especially not a great narrative. Now, Dog was created for these reasons. Basically, the blueprint of Dog was created based on the historical data of how meme coins, utility tokens, and especially just a free and fair movement token was supposed to be. So if you understand, if you look at this image, you'll understand why this token is being attracted by Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures, Colin Talks Crypto, Crypto Wendy O, even Mark Yusko from Morgan Creek Capital, even Arjun Sethi, the co-CEO of Kraken. They understand the early signals before the main public understands it, right? That's the whole point. That's why we've been here for such a long time, that we can spot something really early on before everybody catches on. That's just how it is. And so right now, Dog is that narrative, and I'll support it in this video. But before we get into that, let's talk about the centralized exchanges. As you know, the Singapore Grand Prix is this weekend, starting on Thursday. Now, on Thursday, they're going to do a whole bunch of press and interviews, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they'll do free practices, qualifiers, and then the race on Sunday. And as you know, Kraken Exchange created a competition that was on the rear wing of the car. And they also hinted that P2, whoever won P2, was going to have a reward of some sort, and we don't exactly know what that is. But that's going to be announced this weekend. It could happen before, but hopefully we find out very soon. And this is something that you need to be excited about, because not only did we score P2, but we also had immense trading volume that just goes to show that DOG can surpass meme coins, aka VC-backed coins such as Bonk, which are OGs at that time, and it could surpass them by trading volume. That's the power of DOG on Bitcoin. And then now let's talk about Gemini, even more exciting. So just last week on September 23rd, Tyler Winklevoss, the CEO, aka co-founder of Gemini Exchange here in the US, was pretty much saying, thank you to Kraken Exchange for helping support the Freedom Fund Pack. And I just decided I want to tag Arjan Sethi, the co-CEO of Kraken, saying, let's bring DOG to Gemini. And Arjan Sethi CC'd Tyler in that specific message. It doesn't just stop there, because Gemini on September 25th, just a few days ago, said, we just hit 20,000 followers on TikTok, and the most liked comment decides what our next video is about. So I decided to make a comment, and I said, DOG Bitcoin will be your next video. And guess what? A lot of you supported that specific tweet, aka post that I made, that left 53,000 impressions, 931 likes, 461 retweets, and 185 comments. That caught the attention of Gemini to say, yo, it doesn't just stop there, because as you've noticed, Selfmade made the screenshot sharing that specific comment that I made is stronger than the main account of Pudgy Penguins when they said Pengu. And the reason this is important is because Pudgy Penguins is a VC-backed corporate meme coin. For me, it's not even really a meme coin at all. But DOG Bitcoin, because it's completely 100% decentralized and community-based, you saw that we surpassed them. Even Arjan Sethi said community just to support that comment. And also, if you notice, Dog Damasa said almost 24 hours later that DOG is still leading. Is Gemini going to make a video about DOG pretty much on TikTok? And down below, Gemini says, I gotta. So that pretty much confirms that Gemini at any point in time this week is going to be making a TikTok video about DOG. But I want you to do something else. I made a petition as of this morning that says how many of you would sign up for Gemini accounts and buy DOG on the app. Share your votes below, like, repost, comments. But make sure if you do write something in the comments saying, yes, I will sign up for an account, please list DOG for spot trading on Gemini. I will look forward to it, that type of thing. Basically, you want Gemini to look at the amount of engagement and see that, wow, there's a lot of demand for people to want us to list DOG on our app. We should probably do it based on the comments that we're seeing. This specific post is pretty much garnering all the attention. Now, I want to talk about something else, okay? Now that we're moving away from Gemini, let's talk about how strong your engagement does affect anybody that we target. So SHA-256, which you know is the listing agent over at Coinbase. Now, if you've noticed, I did a Grok analysis. So I asked Grok, what is the most engaging community? Not crypto community, not meme coin community, just engaging community to his account. Surprisingly, it was DOG Bitcoin. They had the most replies, mentions, and quotes regarding DOG being listed on Coinbase. And you guys and girls have showed up every single day. And as you can see, even Grok down below right over here pretty much validates that point. And also, let's talk about Binance US. Because remember, last Friday, we uploaded a video sharing with you transparently how we submitted for the Binance US spot listing application. And because of that, over the past week, they've also seen the most engagement from the DOG army. All organic, the strongest engagement just in the past week. That's important. And because of that, it could be next in line for spot trading on their specific app because it is within the US. There's less shady stuff going on within the United States because of regulatory oversight. So as you can see, based on these other previous tokens such as Nobody, Giga, Useless, a lot of them actually have lower market caps compared to DOG Bitcoin. In fact, if you pay attention to all these specific tokens, specifically Nobody, Sausage, and also Giga, they actually have very little trading volume. Look at Giga has 4.7, Nobody has 3.37, but look at DOG Bitcoin, it has 7 million. So obviously they should list DOG for spot trading for their customers and their clients. So I would say make sure to put a lot of attention, make sure to engage with the Binance US account if you can. And guess what? It actually works to garner attention, because not too long ago, just 2 days ago, Binance, yes, Binance, the 14 million followers on their account and the largest exchange in the world, just like the application video that we posted last Friday. This is amazing. I mean, does this promise that Binance is going to list DOG on their actual main platform? I don't think so. It just, for me, I just think it's really amazing how viral the DOG community is. That because your engagement is so strong on X, you see Binance liking your posts. Centralized exchanges, quote unquote, could bend to the knee or just say, you know what? Let's just list it. We don't want to be the people that just accept listing fees. We want to garner the attention and also customer base acquisitions within our platforms. And then eventually, sooner or later, they're going to ignore the fees and they're just going to list it based on the free and transparency of the free and fair movement. Now, I want to talk about the manipulation within the DOG price, because just a couple days ago on September 27th, I noticed something. We were actually at a 200 million market cap, and then there was one large dip. Now that dip came out of nowhere. I was there for that moment, and I went on all the exchanges from Gate.io, BitGet, but surprisingly, the liquidation event actually happened on Kraken Pro. So somebody decided to dump tokens and wanted the DOG price to actually go back down to around 184 million market cap. So as you can see, they set up a huge sell order roughly around here, which is a sell wall, only to buy back in later, because they want you, the retail, to pretty much sell your bags, and also they're trying to liquidate anybody longing DOG. So possibly they saw that people were very bullish around DOG, and then they made a huge sell order right around here at around 193 million market cap. And then when that sell order was fulfilled, then you can see that they had another buy order back down here at 184 million market cap for 22 million tokens. So that's how the manipulation works within leverage traders. You can't blame leverage traders. Listen, this is how they make money. But when you're looking as a retail investor just in the price, don't fall for the suppression of the price. Now that's around of roughly 190 million market cap. This suppression won't last long. So I'm going to share you who's actually accumulating on these dips. So as you can see, just not too long ago, C2 blockchain just announced that they're going to increase their treasury from 500 million tokens to now 1 billion tokens. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's literally double. That could be up to $2 million once they reach that goal, depending on the price of DOG stays at these levels. But not only that, we also have Raphael updating the community of how many sell orders there were of DOG and also how many buy orders there were of DOG within the top 100 wallets. And as you can see, 162 million DOG was bought while there was 69 million that was sold, but roughly that seems like around 100 million that was still accumulated. As of these dips, these right here, especially wallet number 92, accumulated roughly 66.5 million tokens, as you can see down in this image below. So if you're wondering who's buying, these are the top wallets buying. Even over here, we have BitMEX just showing you how the whales are buying all the retail bags of the short-term wallet traders, meaning the short-term wallet holders that are new, that don't understand DOG, that don't have the conviction. Well, they're buying your bag. That's how the transfer of wealth happens in every single cryptocurrency market. Every single time I've seen a meme coin or utility coin or gaming coin go to the bull market, there's always a shakeup and a transfer of wealth that happens to go from people who can't hold conviction into the people that know and are OGs within the crypto space that also have the time and patience to see this thing move. Now, when we look into the chart of DOG Bitcoin, what are we looking at? First of all, let's look at the RSI. As you can see, there is always a green bar that shows us going up. Then there is a red trend line, aka bar, that shows us going down. These are basically the trends of breathing in, breathing out. And as you can see, with this recent capitulation, aka red trend line to the downside, eventually, just like before, we have to see a reversal to the upside. And the thing is, October is looking like that month. This is why we call it Dogtober. It's because as you saw in the Bitcoin monthly returns, October actually is the very first start of a very bullish reversal, then followed by Moonvember, which is when November, everything tends to moon. So you're going to see Bitcoin's price go up, and then you're going to see altcoins go up following after that. So there will be a delay effect. But then we also have a 25 basis point rate cut coming as well. But also what I want to pay attention to is the Rainbow Adaptive RSI. Now, what I've noticed here is that we did see a fake out. Remember, I said earlier on in many of our videos previously that we could see a dip only to go back up again. And it looks like it's going to be that. What's really strange about this one is that we have two humps, one over here, which was a fake out, and then another one over here, which was another fake out. Now, if you look at the very first time, we really only had one hump before we saw a pump up. Same thing over here. We pumped, once and then we went up again. So we only had one hump on each of these previous downtrends. Now look at this specific one over here. This has two bumps. That just goes to show that this is massively oversold. And you already have pretty much all the oversold data sharing with you that sooner or later, that's why we're seeing right over here with dog price that have been consolidating for so long that eventually it's going to break out. When it does break out, it's going to shock a lot of people. And trust me, this is the type of coin that you do not want to ignore. This isn't just any meme coin. This is the #1 Bitcoin meme coin. Now, when we look into Arjan Sethi's post recently, he says all of crypto to crypto is about to rally. And the reason isn't what most people think. And he's talking about how pretty much in crypto today, we have stable coins, which is very different, tokenizations, custody compliance, institutional adoption, also volumes and new user entry points growing again. All this is leading up to one thing. Crypto is setting up in the same way now, and it's going to rally. And down below, does that also include Bitcoin meme coins from Roots? And guess what he said? He says, yes, this is Arjan Sethi confirming that we're about to experience a massive bull market rally for Bitcoin meme coins. So when you're paying attention to the dog price consolidating, going sideways, that's a massive coiling up. I'm sharing with you how bullish this is for dog. You're seeing that Gemini is soon going to make a TikTok video about dog. You're going to see that dog is going to see its P2 winning standards over at Kraken this weekend. Is dog going to be featured on a helmet, on a car? Are they going to make a commercial with Carlos Sainz or Alex Albon with dog? And then you saw that Binance application was sent in last Friday and that the Binance official account liked that specific post. And then also you have to focus on the data and analysis. All the whales are accumulating right now. And they're accumulating because they know that dog's at a cheap price at this specific moment, and you can buy it easily on Kraken. And with the data, given that we have 25 basis point rate cuts coming possibly October 29th and December 10th, also given that October and November are very bullish for Bitcoin, that's going to be a very bullish month for crypto and for dog. So I'm telling you, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Dogtober is coming just right around the corner. So get ready. I'm excited for it, and I'll continue to make more videos on a daily basis. Smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and trades regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.